Baltimore defeats Jacksonville 23-7. Lamar Jackson, 14 completions, 171 yards, touchdown, and a pick. Trevor Lawrence, 25 completions, 264 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, we talked about it on Friday. I talked about it on Friday. You just had to go in there and just lay on them. You pretty much physically dominated the game. You did what you had to do. A road win. It don't matter if it's sloppy. You want to go in there. You want to do what you got to do. You keep your foot on the pedal. You take care of business, and like we said, you win this game. Got the 49ers next week, but if you win your home games after that, you are the number one seed. And like I said, that's what everybody's shooting for. I mean, well, it wasn't a clean game. Offense left way too many points. Had to take 3 in the red zone way too many times. Left points on the board. Should have really blew Jacksonville out, like completely blew them out yesterday. But left too many points on the board, and on the defense side, they didn't. They gave it too many first downs. It's like Jacksonville was on any third and short, second and short. Third, they was Jacksonville was moving the ball all day. They was moving the ball between the 20s all day. They just wasn't good enough team to convert. The defense stiffened up in the end, so shout out to them. They played relatively well. They like I said, they let them move the ball in the 20s way too much. Like I said, it's nothing to be upset about. Harbaugh ain't do nothing crazy. I think we'll get it. We'll get in. We'll start talking about somebody. I'm pretty sure I mentioned Ronnie. He's not the answer, especially this week coming up with Young and Bosa. You got to start McCarry out there. He's getting worse every game. They keep on saying the injury is getting better. He's going to get better. It's going to heal. He's going to get stronger. It's not. I don't know if you even could play him this year because it's getting ridiculous the amount of pressure he's letting Lamar get. Like I said, the biggest takeaway from this game is Keaton, man. You can't even you happy the Ravens clinch, but it's like, damn, just when he's starting to look great, just when he's in the game, the offense looks great, and then you got to deal with that bullshit. So that's you can be really high about the game, but at the same time, it's like, oh, damn, you lost another big piece. Like you can't catch a break. You can't. It's like the Ravens can't have nothing nice, man. But next man up, so we got to figure it out. Nobody wants to see Melvin Gordon fumbling the damn ball in the playoffs. So we need to do something. But yeah, that's my biggest takeaway from the game is Keaton. Ravens did what they had to do, get a road win, winning games that you need to win come December.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with all the points made. Last week kind of talked about how Jacksonville, their run defense was probably their most solid part of their defense. But they hadn't seen a dual threat quarterback like Lamar. And yesterday we were able to gash them, with physical runs, zone runs, and quarterback scrambles. I mean, we ran for 251 yards. Lamar amounted for 97 of those. I mean, it's something that you just can't account for weekly if you don't see it weekly. We are the top ranked rushing offense in the league. So yes, the Keaton injury news was horrible. Kind of knew it when it happened, what it was, and it's just sick. But yeah, it's next man up for everybody. I mean, can't really do anything about it now. Just hope the young man heals up. They said there was no cartilage damage in the torn ACL, so a relatively clean ACL tear. Not the best news, but it's the best news.
He was averaging 8 yard a carry. Like, jeez.
Yeah, but I mean, we gotta pivot. That means Justice Hill, he's gonna have to start getting the mesh point right. He can't keep fumbling off of RPOs. Melvin Gordon, he's gonna have to provide some veteran type of experience, especially in those playoff moments. Maybe we look at Leonard Fournette. We just gotta persevere. We ain't the only people dealing with injuries, so it is what it is. Talk about the lineman issues. Not only is Ronnie Stanley a lemon, Morgan Moses is as well. Like we don't have any tackles other than McCarr, and he's like our utility guy, so to speak. And it's disheartening because you know what the cap hit is, and then you look at since the extension, we just had an unfortunate go at it with Ronnie Stanley. We haven't gotten any return on investment. Literally has not been able to provide us one solid season since his injury, which is of course not his fault. But think about it from a business perspective, a fan perspective. It is what it is. We're gonna have to move on soon because part of the urgency and need for tackle play is we want to keep our $200 million investment upright. So sorry, don't mean to be mean, but Ronnie, you got to play better or you got to go. And then starting now, I mean, he was even benched yesterday, and they've been talking about giving him a pitch count and giving him series off. Once you talk about giving somebody a series off, he needs to just take games and seasons and just retire off. Like, what are we doing? Shout out to Justin Matabuki, made history last night with his 12th sack. I think 11 straight games with at least half a sack, ties the NFL record, which is huge. He almost had another sack, but they called intentional grounding. So he's giving Aaron Donald like impact. If we don't re-sign him, we're stupid. You know, I don't care what we have to do, whether it's re-sign him, franchise tag him this year and figure it out next year. I don't know, but I don't want to hear nothing about Patrick Queen. I don't want to hear nothing about Geno Stone. I don't want to hear about this guy and that guy unless that guy is signed long term. You don't find Aaron Donald just walking down the street. And we've been looking for pressure, interior pressure. It's not a coincidence that we lead the league in sacks and we finally got somebody to get interior pressure. When he's getting interior pressure, that makes Clowney's job easier. That makes Oweh's job easier. Mm-hmm. All of those guys on the edge. So got to definitely secure him. And, you know, looking forward to next Monday on Christmas, man. It's going to be a tough task. Could be a Super Bowl preview. I don't want to get too high on low. I think we have some good margin of error, you know, as far as the number one seed. I think we can afford to lose a game. I don't want to go into it thinking we're losing, but we could lose a game if we need to. I just want to get out this game and just compete. If we win, we win. But, you know, I think we can beat them regardless, whether we win or lose. We can beat them in a Super Bowl type atmosphere regardless. So let's just have fun, stay healthy, and compete and show what we can do out there and let the chips fall with it, man.
Yeah, definitely. Nick alluded to the running game at halftime. We had 12 rushes for 47 yards. Second half, we had 30 rushes for 204 yards. So you rushed for over 200 yards in the second half. Just putting your will on them. They couldn't do nothing with us. You scored the final 13 points of the game, scoring all your final fourth quarter drives. Your 3 fourth quarter drives, you got points on each drive. So just starting to establish that December and January football, like you're going to have to be able to run the ball. You're going to have to be able to control the clock. You look at the deep pass from Lawrence to Agnew. What do we come out on the next possession and do? 5 straight runs. You move the ball. You start to change field position. You drain some of that clock. And so you're looking at a Ravens team that's won 8 out of the past 9. They're rolling, like Nick alluded to, big game Monday night. But going back to yesterday, I mean, I've been saying it for weeks now, but Lamar Jackson looks like an MVP. He's playing his ass off. And this team right now, they started off slow, but they got it back, and they got back in sync yesterday in the second half. And that's what you want to see this time of year. You might have a possession or two, but things go slow, but they got it going. They got points, and that's all you can do this time of year. They got stops. They forced turnovers. I'm not sure what Trevor Lawrence was doing on that one fumble. Arthur Millette, I'm just thinking he was going to take that to the house for 6.
Your speed is 50 on man.
Yeah, I don't know what his speed is, but
there's no speed.
Good fumble recovery, man. I'm happy he was there, made the play. But yeah, man. Nick alluded to Justin Matabuki too. Had the strip sack to break the record. Interior pressure. You can't go to the flea market and find that. Like you gotta keep that in house, because when you can attack something from the inside, everything else just gonna crumble.
Wait, right. So I know Scope probably got some clips loaded, but I know Scope probably got some clips loaded. But one thing I did want to mention is Isaiah Likely. Since his inclusion in the lineup, he's been balling out. They've been utilizing him as if he's an elite tight end. You can look at his snap share, you can look at his route participation, his target share.
He's athletic, man. He's athletic.
He's in an elite role, and he's providing elite production. You know, that catch where he mauled somebody yesterday. I mean, that's just another play and another example when your quarterback's wrong, making them look right. You know, that's the difference between the interception and a 30, 40-yard pass play. He quarterback, and those are the type of things that builds trust, right? So shout out to Isaiah Likely. If he can continue to be that, to where we don't even miss Mark Andrews. Oh, it's scary. It's scary.
I mean, it happened the first possession of the game. The one where Lamar was, the pocket crumbled. Lamar had to get out and improvise. And what's likely do? He leaks out, makes the jumping catch, and gets the first down. So, I like him a lot, man. A whole lot athletic. That jump ball was crazy. That was a hell of a play.
Mm-hmm. And you can't sleep on clinching the playoff before Christmas with 3 games left. That's impressive.
So some birdies were chirping prior to the game, and the $100 million man felt a way about it.
We just trying to impose our will on people week in and week out, and obviously those guys. I heard their little motto this week was like "takes the bully" or something like that. I overheard that saying they wanted to be a bully. That was their thing this week. So hey, I guess the bully get hits in the mouth sometimes, and how do they respond? But it's a great team win.
It's good. It's definitely a good sound.
Must be nice to have one
because you might see them again in playoffs. So they gonna use that. They gonna use it, but yeah, if that's what they said, I guess they reeling. But
Jacksonville not on our level. I'll say that confidently. They not on our level. They not ready yet.
You know what?
AFC South football is not bully football, so I'm not buying into that.
But I'm shocked though. Like Doug Peterson, you gotta be a better coach. Like how they went in the half. Come on. Like, who do you think is on the other side?
But that's more so Trevor Lawrence on Doug Peterson though. Trevor Lawrence got to make better decisions. He got to throw the ball into the end zone. He said the play call was to run the play. It wasn't to spike the ball. So I get that, but don't throw it short. That's a bad read.
And I think what's understated yesterday was the 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts, right? So the passing games weren't going to be like this high powered explosive stuff anyway. That's why I thought likely was going into the game. Once I knew what the weather forecast was, I thought likely I bet it on him to get not 100 yards, but definitely 60 and 4, just off the strength that the intermediate areas, the running backs and the tight ends in a windy game, they're going to be crucial. And on the flip side, I thought Trevor should have looked at Evan Ingram's way more often because they weren't winning outside. I'm not scared of Calvin Ridley. I'm not scared of. They lost Zay Jones in the middle of the game. They had a really slot receiver. I forget his name, but I'm not scared of any of them. You know what I mean? Right. Evan Ingram was the one matchup that was rolling. Maybe should have went to him more often.
Right.
And you can't cross the 44 times with no points. Not in a game like that.
Look at the win. You saw the field goals.
Yeah, they missed field goals.
But if the weather is like that, maybe you're more aggressive on third down, or if it's 4th and short, maybe you go for it as opposed to forcing your kicker to kick a 55-yard field goal into.
And I mean that would speak to how they went into half. You just gotta have a better play call. You gotta have a better play call. You got Evan run a fade.
They were greedy.
If the ball not going in the end zone, don't throw it. You can't throw the ball 3 to 4 yards shorter than you can't do that.
Not in that situation.
The ball got to be in the
I would have
end
took
zone.
the point. I would have took the field goal. It was a field goal game.
At that point, yeah.
Especially after Lawrence had already fumbled. What was that? The possession before in the red zone. So I'm definitely taking the points at that juncture.
Yeah, good win for y'all. I can't wait to Christmas. I really can't.
Man.
That's gonna be a good game. All bias aside, it's gonna be a good game.